Shalom, family. Let's take a trip down to memory lane and converse with our father, our patriarch, Joseph, to see what he had to tell his children upon his transitioning to the netherworld. Words of wisdom that he shared with them to aid them in their sojourning in Malkut. This book is very huge. This section, this part for Joseph is big, so we're only gonna cover one page. We will return and discuss the other pages and whatever the Most High wants us to talk about. But when I opened the book of the law and I saw what I read, what I saw, the Most High opened my eyes to see what I saw. And he connected with something else, which I will share with you here. It's an amazing thing, family, because the same things that the patriarch Joseph dealt with, our people dealt with the same things for centuries, for millennia. We have dealt with these flaws among us as a people. And it has caused us great pain and great suffering. As such, we must repent of everything you're about to read from this page, that one page. But also remember, in all your trials, in all your tribulations, in all your heartache, in all your pain and suffering, in all your disappointments, the Most High has never left you alone and never will. You have always been provided help whether or not you know about it. A hand was always there for you. As I always say to you, the footprints in the sand do not belong to you. Most High have never forsaken you, has never left you. No matter how hard and how bad it is, it can always get harder, it can always get worse. Now you're gonna say, why would a God that loves me allow me to go through these things? Well, the God that loves you allow you to go through certain things because he says, I desire those who have paid for their wisdom with a price. Those who have gone through life without number. The Most High does not desire cowards. He will put you through the fire to refine you as gold and silver is refined in the fire. You have to go through certain life challenges in order to be useful, in order to be used for the kingdom. Because the field is ripe and the laborers are few. Whosoever will, let him throw in his sickle. Let her throw in her sickle. So let's go into this book of the law and read the first page of our patriarch Joseph and see what he had to deal with. You're going to find in here 13 sins. 13 sins. 13 infractions done to Joseph by his brothers. 1 second. 13 ways that Joseph was hurt, betrayed, mistreated. And through it all, the Most High came through for him. 13 ways. Let's go. Joseph says, page 173, I have seen in my life envy and death, yet I went not astray, but I preserved in the truth of the Lord. So he has seen envy, he has seen death. But what did he do? He did not retaliate. He did not grow hate. He did not fall into envy. He did not fall into anger. He did not fall into jealousy. What did he do? He did not go astray. He persevered in the truth of the Most High. 13 sins, 13 hurts, done to him by his own brethren. Number 1, these my brethren hated me. Number 2, they wished to slay me. Number 3, they let me down into a pit. Number 4, I was sold into slavery. Number 5, I was taken into captivity. Number 6, I was beset with hunger. Number 7, I was alone. Number 8, I was sick. Number 9, I was in prison. Number 10, I was in bonds. Number 11, I was slandered. Number 12, I was bitterly spoken against. Number 13, I was envied. You cannot get away from the 13. The Most High speaking to the whole house of Israel. You can never get away from the 13. Everything is being done in 13. That leads you to Sekhmet and Imhotep, whom the world knows as Ophiuchus. The 13th zodiac sign, which is not actually the 9th. The 13th is actually Pisces. 12 and 13 is Pisces. Pisces 1, Pisces 2, Adar 1, Adar 2. But let's go back. The 13 ways that he was betrayed, hated upon, mistreated, disregarded by his brothers. How many times have you felt this way? Have you been in a situation where you were let down by your people, those that love you, that's supposed to show you love, that's supposed to know you, even in your own family, people doing you wrong, doing you dirty, in your own relationships, you and your wife, you don't speak the same love language, and you don't know how to harmonize it, and you get into headbutting, and you get into argument, and you forgot that conversation is the air that breathes relationship, and you forgot that there are ways to do on conflict resolution, everything. The day that you got married, you have forgotten those days, and you get into heated arguments. Sometimes it gets physical to the point where somebody wants to leave the house. You felt betrayed by the people who's supposed to be there for you. Nothing is new under the sun. It happened to Joseph first, the patriarch, the God, the half man, half God Joseph, the demigod Joseph. It happened to him. It happened to the best of us. So when it happens to you, you have a blueprint. The Most High did not leave him alone. Thus, the Most High will not leave you alone. So when his brothers hated on him, what did the Most High do? Loved on him. When they wished to slay him, what did the Most High do? The God of his fathers guarded me. The God of my fathers guarded me. When they put him down into a pit, what did the Most High do? The Most High brought him up again. When he was sold into slavery, the Most High made him free. When he was taken into captivity, the Most High, with his strong hand, assisted him, succored him. When he was beset with hunger 3 days in that pit, no food, the Most High himself nourished him. When he was alone, the Most High comforted him. When he was sick, the Most High himself was his healer, visited him. When he was in prison, the Most High showed favor unto him. When he was in bonds, locked up, in chains, the Most High released him. When they slandered his good name, the Most High pleaded his cause. When the bitterly spoken against him, the Most High delivered him. And when he was envied, the Most High exalted him. You don't have to worry about anything. The Most High will vindicate you. He says, revenge is mine, says the Most High. Let the Most High do it. Let the Most High do it, and let the angels report to you how it was done. They don't have authority to touch, not even a hair on your body. When they come against you and they are wrong, let them come and take that to the Most High. Report them to the Most High, and watch the Most High release the angels of Govura on their asses, and watch the Most High plead your cause. And when the Most High come through for you, it's permanent. When they're messing with your shalom, let the Most High step in for you. It's permanent. You don't have to get your hands dirty. The Most High says, come unto me, all of you who are heavy laden, and I will give you rest. Come unto me. Bring me your grievances. Bring me everything that you're dealing with, and I will take care of you. You are my sons. You are my daughters, and I love my children. I will never leave them nor forsake them. 13 sins that they did against Joseph, and 13 ways that the Most High came through for him. Envied, the Most High exalted him. The chief captain of Pharaoh entrusted to me his house, and I struggled against a shameless woman. Now we're going to get into this shameless woman, and we're going to go into 10 temptations. In the next video, when I bring it out, we're going to go into the 10 temptations that he was tested with by the Most High. Tested by fire. Tested by fire. The chief captain of Pharaoh entrusted Joseph with his house because the Most High exalted him. He struggled while living there with a shameless woman. This woman urging him to transgress with her. But the God of Israel, my father, delivered me from the burning flame of that woman. I was cast into prison. I was beaten. I was mocked. But the Lord granted me to find mercy in the sight of the keeper of the prison. Beaten, thrown into prison, mocked. Still, Most High granted him mercy in the sight of the keeper of the prison. Why? For the Lord does not forsake them that reverence him. The Most High does not forsake him that reverence him. Neither in darkness. It don't matter if you're in darkness, spiritual darkness, physical darkness, financial darkness, marital darkness. It doesn't matter if you're in darkness, the Most High will not forsake you. It doesn't matter if you're locked up, because I remember days when I was in bonds. The Most High did not forsake me. It does not matter if you're in tribulations. The Most High will not forsake you. Whatever necessities that you have dealing with, whether you lose your job or you can get a job because they want to give you a vaccine, it does not matter. Whatever necessities you have right now, the Most High will not forsake you. For God is not put to shame as a man, nor as a son of man is he afraid. No. He's not one born weak. He's not earthborn. But in all these things, the Most High gives protection. And in diverse ways, he does comfort. for just a little bit, he departs to try the inclination of the soul. That's what's going on. You are being tried, soul brother, soul sister. The Most High is trying you a little bit to see if you're about that life that you profess to be about. If you're really the few hidden among the many. If you're really the chosen, the sacred. 13 ways, 13 sins, 13 infractions, 13 ways that his brothers sin against them, and many more ways that the Most High came through for him. 13. Whatever they try to do, the Most High turned it into a positive. But this reminds me of Psalm 91. This reminds me of Psalm 91. You see, family, the Most High give me Psalm 91 5 different ways. If you follow this channel, I have shared with you at least one or two. But let me take you back in time. This reminds me of Psalm 91. You see, in Psalm 91 in 2017, when I did Psalm 91, after a 28-day water fast, no food, 24 hours, sun up to sun up, no food, 28-day water fast in 2017. During this time, the Most High opened up Psalm 91 to me in a particular way. And it goes like this. You see, over here, all Joseph had to do is this. He says, I have seen. I persevered in the truth of the Lord. He did nothing else. All he did was sin the death, was sin the envy. Actually, all he did was persevered in the truth of the Most High and did not go astray. And the Most High came through for him with every obstacle that came his way. The Most High escaped him from those things. The Most High delivered him from them who was too strong for him. The Most High delivered him from the snare of the fowler and from the perilous pestilence. Let's get into it, family. All he had to do was one thing or two. He persevered in the truth of the Lord. And he did not go astray. Well, Psalm 91 is sort of like the same way. Every time the psalm begins with he who, that's talking about you. Every time the psalm begins, he who, that's talking about you, family. He who dwells. That's talking about what you and I must do. However, following he who comes, the Most High, however, following he who comes the Most High. Following he who comes the Most High. But how does the Most High comes? The Most High comes mightily. Now, this is from back 2017, family. The Most High will come mightily just like he came for Joseph. For example, he who dwells in the shelter of the Most High will rest in the shadow of the Almighty. So far, if you dwell, you will rest. Next, he says, I will say of the Most High, he is my refuge. Most High is my fortress. Most High is my Yah. Most High, I trust in him. Most High is my Yah in whom I trust. Most High is my power in whom I trust. Now you testifying on the Most High. That's what you're doing. Most High is my refuge. Most High is my fortress in whom I trust. Now you testifying. Because you dwell. You resting. Now watch this. The following. Now watch this. Following your dwelling and your resting, here's what happens to you by the Most High. Just as Joseph, he did not go astray. He preserved in the truth. And following that was all the hate that he received and all the assistance that he received. Well, following your dwelling and your resting, here's what happens for you by the Most High. We in Psalm 91, it goes like this. Once you dwell and you resting, the Most High does this. Surely the Most High will save you from the fowler's snare. This is all the Most High is doing. You cannot save yourself. The Most High will save you from the fowler's snare. Once you dwell, once you rest. The Most High will save you from the deadly pestilence. The Most High will cover you with his feathers, his angels, Yohak, Kalak, and other angels too. Not just those two. You know, I stopped bringing you guys this information. The Most High will cover you with his feathers, his angels, all of them. Under the Most High's wings, you will find refuge. The Most High will be your shield and your rampart. The Most High will be your shield and your rampart. You will not fear the terror of night. You will not fear the arrow that flies by day. You will not fear the pestilence that stalks in the darkness. You will not fear the plague that destroys at midday. 1,000 may fall at your side, 10,000 may fall at your right hand. It will not come near you. All you did was rest. All you did was dwell. He who dwells in the shelter of the Most High will rest in the shadow of the Almighty. That's all you did. And the Most High did 10 things on your behalf. All Joseph did was persevering in the truth, did not go astray. The Most High did 13 things in his behalf. So far, so good. Now, this is amazing. All you had to do was dwell and rest and say, right? I will say of the Lord. You testify. Just those 3 actions you did by faith. Then the Most High manifested 10 great, very important declarations into your life. And we continue in the Psalm 91. If you make the Most High your dwelling, even the Most High who is your refuge, then what happens? That's all you're going to do. Make the Most High your dwelling. All you got to do is make the Most High your dwelling. And then what happens? No harm will befall you. No disaster will come near your tent. The Most High will command his angels concerning you to guard you in all your ways. The Most High angels will lift you up in their hands so that you won't even strike your foot against a stone. You will tread upon the lion and the cobra. You will trample the great lion and the serpent. Thus far, all you had to do was dwell in the secret place, rest in the shadow, say of the Most High, and make the Most High your dwelling place. And the Most High did how many things for you so far? 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 ways. Thus far, the Most High come through for you, and all you had to do was 4 things. The Most High take your 4 and multiply it by 4. The Most High fill your cup until you ran over. The Most High gave you a blessing that you don't have room to contain. All you had to do was stay true to the word and stay persevering in the truth. The truth was dwelling in a secret place, abide and rest under the shadow. You say and testify of the Most High of the good things that he's done for you and make the Most High your dwelling place. And thus far, the Most High has done 16 great manifestations into your life. We're not finished. Psalm 91 continues. Here now, the Most High speaks and declares what he will do because of your love for him. Now you say, because you love me, says the Most High, says to you, because you love me, now the Most High is speaking. The Most High is pleased with you. The Most High is speaking because the Most High is pleased with you now. The Most High says, because you love me. See now? You've done your due diligence. Now the Most High is pleased with you. The Most High is pleased with what you've been doing. With your persevering. With your not going astray. The Most High is pleased with you. Now the Most High about to speak. And you don't have to speak. The Most High is about to speak on your behalf. And the Most High says, I will rescue you. The Most High says, I will rescue you. I will protect you for you acknowledge my name. Most High says, I will protect you for you acknowledge my name. That's your testifying right there. Most High says, you will call upon me and I will answer you. You will call upon the Most High. The Most High says, I will answer you. I will be with you in trouble. Most High says, I will be with you in trouble. I will deliver you and honor you. Let the Most High do it, family. You don't got to do it for yourself whatsoever. Most High says, I will deliver you and honor you. With long life, I will satisfy you. I will show you my salvation. I will show you my salvation. Okay? The Most High says, because you love me, here's what I will do for you in addition to all that he's already done for you. These things happen to you automatically. Because of your obedience, those things happen to you automatically. Those were already declared to happen to you. Moses already told you, if you abide, if you rest, if you dwell, these things will happen to you automatically. But over here, the Most High take you into the secret place. The Most High take you into his bosom. The Most High take you into the intimacy part of that relationship. The Most High take you on Mount Sinai over here. The Most High go with you into your prayer chamber here. The Most High is walking with you one-on-one as Enoch walked with God. The Most High is saying to you, now because you've done this, you've done that, I'm proud of you. Now I'm going to do something for you. In addition to all that I have done for you, I'm going to rescue you. Anybody need rescuing today? Anybody need a rescuing today from whatever it is you're dealing with? Is anybody in this house need rescue right now? Do you need a rescue from sicknesses? Do you need rescue from finances? Do you need rescue from bad relationships? Do you need rescue from addictions? We all need a rescuing on some level. Wherever you are on your journey, look into your life, whatever it is you're struggling with, you need rescue in that area. It does not escape any one of us. Moses says, I will rescue you. Rest, dwell, abide. I will protect you. Why? For you acknowledge my name. Just like David acknowledged the name of the Most High in Psalm 18. That's why it's over here at 18. That's a retrospective view on David's testimony in Psalm 18. Moses says, you will call upon me because you will. You don't have no one else to call upon. You could call upon Satan, but he can't do for you what the Most High do for you. You can have an intimate relationship with demons and devils, but they can do for you what the Most High do for you. These demons and devils report to the Most High's angels, and they are told what to do and what not to do. These demons and angels have no authority over your life unless, of course, you open the door for them to willingly walk in. Because of the way you live in your life, you're speaking and talking and walking in sin and inequity, out of order. You automatically give them permission to come and wreak your life havoc. But if you're walking in holiness, righteousness, sanctification, and the fruits of the Spirit, if you're walking in power, if you're walking in equity, not inequity, if you're walking in order and you have your life put together and you reverence the Most High, okay, with humility of heart, no demons, don't matter where, no devil, no warlocks, no witchcraft, no sorcery have any authority in your life. Why? The Most High says, I will protect you. For you acknowledge my name. You will call upon me which you will, and I will answer you. Because a lot of you call on the Most High, you don't get no answers. Why? Because your life is not in order. Most High said, he who dwells shall abide. When you do that, Most High says, when you call upon me, I will answer you. I will be with you in trouble. I will deliver you. I will honor you. I will satisfy you with long life. I will show you my salvation. The Most High wants faith. The Most High wants obedience from his people. And whenever we act in faith, he must show out because he is the King of Kings. We do just a little bit, and the Most High does so much more. More than we can ever ask or imagine. Citizens have rights. We are kingdom citizens. Citizens have rights. But citizens must also obey the laws of the kingdom. This is Psalm 91, which was revealed to me in 2017 after a 24-hour, 28 day and night water fast. And when I look at Joseph and what he went through, how he persevered in the truth of the Lord, and this is what the Most High revealed to me. As it did for Joseph, he shall do for you. As it did for me, he shall do for you. Sometimes you have to let some people go. Sometimes you have to let some people go. If they want to go, let them go. 1 John verse 2 and 19. They went out from us, but they were not of us. For if they had been of us, they would no doubt have continued with us. But they went out that they might be made manifest, that they were not all of us. Whoever left, peace out. Please go. Because you had to go. You had to go, you couldn't stay. You had to go, you couldn't stay. Because you were not of us. So go. For if you had been of us, you would no doubt have continued with us. You would be here right now. Without a doubt, you would have continued with us. The Most High is in control. The Most High is in charge. The Most High is in charge of everything. The Most High is in control. The Most High is in charge. Let the Most High do it. I think I got one more thing for you. I got one more thing for you. Come on, whoever it is, come up. Okay? Let's go to the book of Hebrews. Hebrews 11. Let's go to the whole chapter of Hebrews 11. Let's go to Hebrews 11 KJV or NKJV. Hebrews 11 NKJV. I like NKJV too. Hebrews 11 New King James Version. Most High wants faith from his people. Perseverance and faith go together. Hebrews 11. Now faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. Let me get it here for you real quick, so you could read along with me. Hebrews 11. I should have just pulled up my Bible app. Let's just get it from here real quick. King James on the right, New King James on the left. Now faith is a substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. In the Seal Book of Moses, it says, is the sum total of all the trust that is in your heart. For by faith the elders obtained a good testimony. By faith we understand that the worlds were framed by the word of God, so that the things which are seen were not made of things which are visible. That's you. You are one of the things that are seen. You are not made of things that are visible, partly and not partly, because you also have earthly mother. By faith, Abel offered to God a more excellent sacrifice than Cain, through which he obtained witness that he was righteous, God testifying of his gifts, and through his gifts, he being dead, still he speaks. By faith, Enoch was taken away so that he did not see death. Enoch and his entire city. Because the Most High had taken Enoch and the whole city of the Mayanians. For before he was taken, he had this testimony that he pleased the Most High. But without faith, it is impossible to please the Most High. For he who comes to the Most High, the Creator, must believe that he exists, and that he is a rewarder of those who diligently seek him. By faith, Noah, being divinely warned of things not yet seen, moved with godly reverence, prepared an ark for the saving of his household, by which he condemned the world and became heir of the righteousness which is according to faith. By faith, the patriarch Abraham obeyed when he was called to go out to the place which he would receive as an inheritance. And he went out, not knowing where he was going, but by faith he dwelt in the land of promise, as in a foreign country, dwelling in tents with Isaac and Jacob, the heirs with him of the same promise. For Abraham waited for the city which has foundations, whose builder and maker is the Creator, the architect. And by faith Sarah herself rejoiced. She received strength to conceive a seed, and she bore a child when she was past the age of birthing, because she judged the Most High faithful who had promised her. Therefore, from one man, and him as good as dead, were born as many as the stars of the sky, in multitude, innumerable as the sand which is by the seashore. Now, do you know why the Most High compare his people as the sand of the seashore? The nations of the world are compared as the sea. Israel is the sand. Observe the oceans. When it comes to the shores, all the waters bow down to the sand. And such is Israel, the Yahudim, Yasharal, the people of the Most High. The nations who are the waters will bow down to you, for you are the sand. That's why the Most High says you are as the sand of the seashore, because the nations who are the waters, the oceans, they will bow down to you. These all died in faith, not having received the promises, but having seen them afar. They were assured of them, embraced them, and confessed that they were strangers and pilgrims on the earth. For those who say such things declare plainly that they seek a homeland. And truly, if they had called to mind that country from which they had come out, they would have the opportunity to return. But no. But now, They desire a better, that is a heavenly country. Therefore, God is not ashamed to be called their power, for he has prepared a city for them by faith. Abraham, when he was tested, offered up Isaac, and he who had received the promises offered up his only begotten son, of whom it was said, in Isaac your seed shall be called, concluding that God was able to raise him up even from the dead, from which he also received him, in a figurative sense, but by faith. Isaac blessed Jacob and Esau concerning things to come by faith. Jacob, when he was dying, the patriarch Yaakov, on his wills and testament, blessed each of the sons of Joseph, Ephraim and Manasseh, and worshipped, leaning on the top of his staff. By faith, Joseph, when he was on his transition into the netherworld, on his wills, last wills and testament, made mention of the departure of the children of Yasharal, and gave instructions concerning his bones. By faith, Moses, when he was born, was hidden 3 months by his parents, just like Joseph was in the hole 3 days before the Ishmaelites took him, because they saw he was a beautiful child, and they were not afraid of the king's coming. By faith, Moses, when he became of age, refused to be called the son of Pharaoh's daughter, choosing rather to suffer affliction with the people of God than to enjoy the passing pleasures of sin, esteeming the reproach of Christ greater riches than the treasures in Egypt, for he looked to the reward. By faith, Moses forsook Egypt. Moses is called the shepherd of Israel, not fearing the wrath of the king, for he endures as seeing him who is invisible. By faith, he kept the Passover in the sprinkling of blood, lest he who destroyed the firstborn should touch them. By faith, they passed through the Red Sea. You passed through the Red Sea as by dry land. The sea saw Judah and fled, whereas the Egyptians, attempting to do so, were drowned. By faith, the walls of Jericho fell down. Yes, Joshua recited the Anabekos, divine harmonics, cymatic frequencies. The wall of Jericho came down by faith. The harlot Rahab did not perish with those who did not believe when she had received the spies with peace. And what more shall I say? For the time would fail me to tell you of Gideon and Barak and Samson and Jephthah, also of David and Samuel and the prophets, who through faith subdued kingdoms, worked righteousness, obtained promises, stopped the mouths of the lions, quenched the violence of fire, escaped the edge of the sword out of weakness. They were made strong. They became valiant in battle, turned to flight the armies of the aliens. Women received their dead raised to life again. Others were tortured, not accepting deliverance, that they might obtain a better resurrection still. Others had trial of mockings and scourging, yes, of chains and imprisonment like Joseph, yes. They were stoned, once again, back to the stone. They were sown in two, tempted like Joseph. They were slain with the sword. They wandered about in sheepskin and goatskins, being destitute, afflicted, tormented, of whom the world was not worthy. They wandered in deserts, wandered in mountains, in dens, and in caves of the earth. And all these, having obtained a good testimony through faith, did not receive the promise, God having provided something better for us, that they should not be made perfect apart from us. By faith, you can move mountains. By faith, that little situation that came to visit your shores, you can take care of it. By faith, you can persevere in the truth of the Lord. By faith, the Most High will exalt you, favor you, nourish you, assist you, bring you up again, guard you, love you. By faith. By faith. The Most High will come through for you, just as he came through for your ancestors. in days of old, by faith. All these things can happen to you, family. You don't have to worry. You don't have to worry, family. By faith, all these things can happen to you by faith. The Most High will do all these things for you, save you, cover you, protect you, guide you, love you, deliver you, give you long life, answer you, rescue you, show you by faith. He's looking for faith. Most are looking for people with faith. Who are you, family? Who are you, family? Are you the people with faith? The Most High is looking for faith. The people with faith. A people with great faith. The children of Yahushalayim. By faith, huh? Sometimes you don't know what's on the other side of the portal. But by faith, you have to walk through it. And let the Most High guide you. All praises to the Most High power. The great I am, loving kindness, the holy great one. The power of Yahushalayim. The power of the Yahudims. Until next time. Shalom.